Thank you for watching this. So, I'm going to showcase what this new updated Affinity is. So we're gonna click on this document that I made of sushi. I usually draw in Procreate, work on my tablet, move it to the computer, but at this very moment, since this recording, uh, they have only come out with the computer and they are working on the tablet app. Showcasing all the layers, these beautiful layers. So this document was made in volume 2 designer of Affinity. And this is a voiceover because when I recorded, none of my voice and talking showed up. So I'm sorry for this. So I am trying to go down through everything that you can do in order as best to my abilities. So I know that I'm going to show the move tool, but it looks like I'm showing the gradient tool. Hold on. We're locking layers so we don't accidentally change anything. That rounded square is supposed to be the opening case of the phone case where the camera is. So yeah, command, no, it is just a V to move, or you could click the black arrow to move stuff. The gradient tool, which is G on the keyboard. And you can move it. Like, oh, I want more light coming in, more of this one color. You can actually add more points. You could do a rainbow, but I didn't show that in this. I did a right click, went down, or you could go up here to the two triangles. Then there's the transparent gradient, like that. You know it's transparent by the pixels in the background. So the QR code. Oh, okay, so the star shapes, some of the shapes you can add different, you know, edit uh how many points and different stuff. Like the rounded square star, how many points for the star. Oh, goodness. So the next one would be the QR code. Uh, Business cards. Um, I could see that being where, or maybe on the back of a brochure. So right now it's set up for Affinity. I'm going to show you to. It was going to be my Instagram, but I couldn't log in. So then I changed it to the YouTube channel. So if you paused it, you should be able. So go to the link that you want to go, Command C. This video here would be my very first video. And then you want to Command V. I didn't believe that I did it correctly, so I'm gonna Command C again. And then I'm like, oh, it's up here. The little bullseye will take you to the location, so you know it would work. Um, and hopefully, if you pause it, you should be able to scan the QR code, and it should take you to um my videos. And you could change the colors. Um, but you want it to be able to be seen for it to work. So, if you're going to work on a QR code, have your phone ready and try it out to make sure it works. Command G to group. Or down here on the folder tab, click and it groups. So the text T, the art text, oh, that noise. I will do that a couple of times. maybe jump. So this is the art text. Then the text box for like if you're gonna do paragraphs or layouts and stuff. But if you're like, oh, I want sushi to be as big as the sushi roll is, then the art, artist text. Um, right arrow, and then shift arrow for big jumps. If you pull from the ruler, it'll make a guide, and then you go to the magnet and be able to snap to guide, snap to grid if you want, if you have that set up. And it shows up green. Oh, goodness gracious. I switched the color to a sushi color. I think it's the salmon or shrimp. I don't know. I got this from a image and then try to guess the color in Procreate. I should uh post the time lapse on that. Okay, so here I was showing the photo placement and the artboard tool for this. I know there's a way to edit the size of the artboard tool. I'm just stinky brain at the moment. That's saying, oh, what you're doing is you can't do. That boop, so loud. Here I am trying to figure it out. Oh, showing the image trace, which isn't really for me, but I showcased a better example. So you wouldn't want to do a super detailed vector image that you saved as a PNG, and then you're like, ooh, I deleted it by an accident, so let me try to vectorize this. It looks like AI made stinkies. Everything was like melting together, and I'm not a fan. I did not enjoy this example, so you mostly want to use this for like a logo, or a client sent you a sketch of kind of what they wanted, but they want you to add text to it. Or like, oh, I changed my brand color, so. But hey, I loved how it looked. Like the shapes it made. was kind of interesting. Like, I thought that was cool, but the overall look of it did not help me whatsoever. But the whole part of it, image tracing, is to make a JPEG or PNG file into a vector file. And it's all like guesstimation. So horrible. Alright, I'm gonna skip to when I put a logo design in. Alright, so go find a. This one's a JPEG. Place the file in, rasterize by right clicking, scrolling down till you find rasterize, click, go vector, image trace, and then play with the handle. And here's all your beautiful shapes. Delete the white background. So select everything. Perfect time to show you the shape builder tool. So we're gonna remove all the white spots in the background of the logo. And I believe it was Command or Option on the keyboard, and then you click. And that just was not working for me, so it was just double tap. Select, tap. Select, tap. Select, tap. Select, tap, and that's all I've been doing. That's what was working. Um, there is a better way, but the way that I thought worked just wasn't. So, and then click on the arrow or V to select and move. Then I'm going to show you the shape builder tool and the shape fill tool, the vector flood tool. But first we need to put random shapes on the document. Just random shapes. Random shapes. I'm going to change the color so it doesn't really blend in. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Group so it's easier to like select all of it. Command G as just a reminder. S, I believe, was the shortcut. So I'm going to do the fill tool. And you can slide or just individually select. Do some complementary. I forget what it's called when it's next to. The eye picker. Now the shape builder tool. That is one full shape. This is full shape. And then there's a big fill shape. And now we can move everything. I didn't showcase because now it's a vector shape. And then using it as a infographic look. So we get a pen tool, make a line or stroke. We want, oh, it's white, so we need to change the stroke color. I was using shift, but to make it stay in a line, but I guess you don't really need it unless you accidentally grab the middle. And we're gonna do an arrow, but I did the wrong end. We want to start with the arrow, end with the end point, and then put a text next to it, what this is. But I couldn't think of how you spell intersect. I think I wanted, or no, emerge. Immersion was the word that I was trying to spell, and then I was like, no, no, that didn't work out. But you can replace a word, which I kind of show here. Spell check does the same thing where it does all the list of all the words that you misspelled or and stuff. So I want to change it to star connection. So I do that. Now I'm gonna resize it. There it is. It fits in the document now. So beautiful. I never used this tool, so I'm like, oh, what is this? But I think this helps with the stickers. Don't quote me. I don't believe I used that only for the slice. Now it's the ruler tool, which goes away. So again, another tool that they added in V2. I think I just never used it. I thought the ruler stayed in your document. Um, Here I'm showing the eye tool. There's this style eye tool, which is fun when you add like different brushes. So in this video, I didn't showcase it very well. In the next video, I will. So now we're gonna move over to the pixel. This is the photo editing, the Photoshop if you're Adobe. Affinity photo. This is where you would work with pixels. So if you don't have Procreate and you come on here and want to draw, you're working with pixels. So I made a new artboard so I could just place a random photo that I did for Halloween. Me and my dog dressed up as sharks. She has a fin and I'm wearing the shark onesie. not a really good photo, just me setting up my camera and running. It was mostly me taking a photo by myself and sending it to my family. Like, look, this is what I'm being. Me trying to resize the document, but just wasn't working out for me. I'll try to make a short once I find a better way to resize said document. Um, and I could do it on the other versions, could not figure it out on here. So I ended up going, you know what? It's fine. Like, I'm not printing this out. Ending up deleting it at the end, anyways. So later on, I do explain that you do want to hit Command J, duplicate your photos before touching anything in your document. When you do like the image selection, it will. Okay, right here. Um, what is it? This segmentation is the free one. The other three is part of the Canva Pro object selection tool. This will select like big chunk of it. Big for like removing the background, selecting like a small part. Like if I have a big scene, want to change the color of the cup, I would select the cup, Command J, have it saved. That Command D to deselect. So now it's loading. When I come back, it will work. Okay, so in the green is what is selected. I kind of skipped a lot. And once you hit Command J, it will make a mask. No, it wouldn't. Enter. It will make a mask. But here I kind of did a Command J. As it loads to make a new file, I'll be right back. So, funny thing is, it did end up crashing. I don't use it unless it's the very first thing, only thing opened. Um, so I'm gonna show the other selection tools that will help. It's more time consuming, but hey, it won't crash your device. I'm like, you know what? Let me use this selection brush so that again, it is taking a bit loading. just not working right now. So, there's these two brackets. One, they both kind of like look staples. The left side makes the brush smaller, and the right side makes the brush bigger. So, anytime that you're working in this or the brushes, the pencil tool will use these brackets to make it the brush small or big. As you see right here, do the small brush to get this little small area by pressing Option click. You can find the option at the bottom of your keyboard. It's the second next to the space bar, next to the command button. Now, you could say that it's not going to be perfect when I'm done, but you could get as close as you can and then refine it. Now, when I am ready, I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate, and then it's its own selected file or photo. There I am with no background. And here I can have a twin version of me staring at myself. Right click, scroll down to transform, and flip horizontal. Now we're gonna look at the wand tool. This gets the similar pixels and selecting that. Later on, um, in another video, I'll show a fun like pixel kind of a pixel painting using that technique. But here you get a mask, and using the colors black and white, making sure the mask is selected, so it would be like a cyan color border around the mask, and you can erase and um, gain your image back. So the masking layer, you're working not destructive because you can gain back those pixels. Way to select it so I gain it back. And then the black is getting rid of. And so you just press X to switch back and forth. Command C. To undo. Command D to deselect. To be honest, I don't know what I was doing right there. Now I'm trying to tell you about making sure you have a duplicate of your original photo and work on the file above it. Make sure it's locked unseen. The clone brush, I believe it's the option button to select. And if you mess up, you have Command C, but you only have like certain memory. And if you worked on something else and then it's like, ooh, I don't like that. And never used the undo brush. The patch tool, that was fun. Uh, work used that back in high school, but didn't really need it. I have to admit, I did have fun playing around with all these tools, and again, like I don't have a use for it with all the what I edit. I I usually do small edits. The red eyes will do like a kind of like a this color. It's like a whitish blue. And really um we went through all of these, so we're gonna jump to the layout. I was trying to find the preview button, but to get rid of the grid. Um, but you have that option in the layout. And I think in the section where I'm at, I think it's layer or view. So I'm gonna jump to where we talk about the layout. Okay, so layout is really like booklet, calendar, uh, poster kind of stuff. So I'm gonna make a new document. Hopefully that is what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna use the example for what I did with my planner by hitting Command N for new. And I'm finding my document. I think I have it set up as planner. And I already have a guide made for where I need my assets to go. Already pre-made stuff which I could show in another video. But we're just quickly showing how layout works, which is like publisher, Affinity publisher, or InDesign. Oh, okay. So right here we're making a master page. So when you apply a master page, it applies to all the pages. So if I know that I want a binder spine in all my pages, I would make a master page for it. So I don't have to go in 50 pages down the road having to place that. As you see right here. So yeah, vector, pixel, and layout are like really the main three. They have other presets. So if you're trying to do more compositing work, you got that section. Um, let's see, what are the others? Slice is big for like the web design and digital stickers, retouching. You could do with the pixel layout, but it has all that stuff above. Color grading, I never really did that. Typography, and you can make your own presets too. Alright, back to the video. So right here is the photo frame where later on I can place photos. So I'm kind of like designing this as, oh, this is my cover. So I am doing it wrong. You want to drag the binding over top of master B to get the spine to be part of that master page. Or you can put in certain pages or all pages depending on what you're doing. Right now I'm just placing random photos, looking for my logo. I thought I had a text box, but I think I accidentally deleted it. So going back to the master page, so yeah, the master page, you could put the text box and photo frames, and then in your documents, edit that. But you can't move it, it's stuck there, which I believe I show in, in this. And make sure it's highlighted. Okay, so the table tool. Um, Grades for calendars. Um, what is it? Oh my gosh, the page that gives you the chapter and the numbers. Oh, brain fart. The table of contents. Perfect for that too. And you could resize, make the cells and columns bigger or smaller depending on how you drag the table. And it is fun to play. There's a data merge. I thought it used to be in the same like section, but it's further down, right here. Which apparently I'm not remembering how it worked. Um, but yeah. I used this a lot for the calendars before I made a preset. And I believe I already listed everything, all the other presets. I'm not really going to talk about Canva AI. You guys can play or mess around with it. Other people probably, you know, will talk about it. But Canva AI is part of the Canva Pro. So if you have it, the retouching, basically part of the Pixel, but it, I don't want to say unlocked everything, but a lot of the adjustments and stuff will appear. I never played with color grading. The compositing is like mixing different photos and making one big artwork, which I would need to find one of my favorite artworks that I did. Um, Compositing work. So I'm just showing like a big example. This one's by photo is by Wild Faces, I think is what it said, but then it goes away. Um, which I end up finding where you can open that URL where it came from. I don't know if that's new or if it has always been there and I never saw it. So Compositing is where you put different images. So this would work if I cut the shark out of that full photo. Um, it's better safe than sorry if you use your own photos. Here I'm trying to find the image I was talking about, but this is what I used. The gingerbread and the candy cane. And I think this snow image was mine. I was also doing stuff like that for my isometric, but can't find it. I was doing that on my old computer. This is what I used for the one tool in the pixel painting. And this I did back in college, so do something like that again. It was really fun. I think I'm trying to find now my digital planner because I surely cannot find what I was looking for. I'm gonna. Alright, so we're back. Playing with the retouching, which the white balance to make, like if you have a more bluish tint, you can make it warmer. If it's a little yellow, you can make it cooler by playing with the adjustments. There's presets to make things like quicker, and then you can adjust that. Um, but the photo that I'm using is actually had a perfect lighting, but I'm just showing the the sliders. Usually the retouching you don't want to like drag it all the way. You're usually wanting to do small adjustments. And I mean, you can always rename it by and put the person's name on it. I'm hoping I can. When do I see it? But I like doing a lot of like shark stuff, so it's really hard for me to go out and take photos of sharks. How about shh 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 shh? You're okay. You're okay. Typography big for like logo designs that revolve around making your own fonts or branding. And the digital book and stickers was my preset that I made that I would use. And you can make your own by pressing the Create Studio. It's actually, in my opinion, fun to learn and play with it by yourself and just learn. Um, you can manage your presets and what your windows look like by going into the Windows section and saving the preset. Um, I do like that you can ask questions, hover on the tools, and it gives you that help and tell you more about that tool. So I think that's really nice. So I guess before I hop off, I will be making more videos, record my art stuff, I guess, and my work process down in the comments if you have any more questions or want to see something. I will make another video adjusting and talking about those questions, I guess. That revolves around affinity and artwork and prompts and all that stuff. This is free for everyone. They did say updates will be free. So hope that you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe, I guess. And we will can't wait to see what you make.